Multimodality is a perspective on the social world that recognizes the range of different modes in which people make meaning. Researchers adopting this perspective systematically investigate gesture, gaze, speech, layout, image, and writing, and other modes of representation and communication. This series of 4 short films illustrates how a multimodal perspective can offer new insights into embodied and technology-mediated interaction, filmmaking, social media, and online platforms.
Once you start talking about writing online, there's a shift primarily in the way that written text appears on the screen or on the page. More and more, it's associated with a multimodal ensemble. So
our research is focused on multimodal methods for researching communication online and studying social media practices. We combine 2 theoretical approaches, ethnographic and social semiotic, with an attempt to show what each does and how that integration works for generating and analyzing digital data. As a joint approach, we discuss the benefits and affordances of the combination and demonstrate how they can be applied to examine contemporary communication in digital platforms.
I think that digital technologies are a means of amplifying social changes which are happening with a momentum of their own.
The research we'll share with you this afternoon is coming from a collaborative project between Mode and Novella. And basically we were using multimodal and narrative approaches to study food blogs, stories about food, mothering, and fathering.
The sister project, Novella, there's sociologists. And so the research project is in a sense a joint research project. And they're very interested in the extent to which we could supply a means of reading what is in the blog, which may be outside the usual sociologists' way of getting material.
Ethnographically, I'm focusing on the social uses and the shaping of technology, how people are using the technology. I think that together, social semiotic and ethnographic approach helps us understand not only the text, but also the process for producing that text.
Now I've composed these things in a particular way, and these ingredients are there for me to make a particular recipe. Might have been put together in a different way. It's a common feature of communication that we deal in generalities and we make inferences. We interpret what people say, and that's no different when you look at the multiple means of making meaning in a blog than it is when we have an ordinary conversation just between you and me.
Using our 2 approaches, we're going to share with you the process that we went through. We sampled over 30 different blogs initially, and we wanted to share 2 of the ones that we were working with closely. And one is called The Diary of a Frugal Family. The second blog is called Thinly Spread, Stretched but Not Snapped. Now, in studying the different blogs, you could see that the relationship between the author and the idea of authority is being undone, because it's not so much you have to read it in a particular order, more so it's a collaborative process where authorship is one that is taking place not only by the designer of that particular blog, but also the different readers that enter that particular space.
There are these different modes. And the blogger makes a decision to say, I have lots of things that I want to kind of communicate. What shall I use in terms of modes? I've got all these modes at my disposition here. I think that we make meaning. By that I mean we choose this color, or we choose that image, or we use less writing than we might have 20 years ago. So we make the meaning. And I say, if we make the meaning, then I attribute seriousness to the person who does it, and say she or he is doing it for a reason.
You have to know the platform, because you have to know what's possible and what's not possible, and how text making is taking place on a particular platform. So for me, the literature isn't just what's written, but it's also my engagement with people, whether it's others who are doing like work or the designers of the platforms themselves, and learning about it through their perspective, and also the people who are producing the different text online, the users. I think also that interaction with them helps me understand, social media and writing online.